Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to share with you my recent Kino Lorber sale haul. Kino Lorber did a sale in March where a lot of the titles were significantly reduced. And as you know from watching the channel, I buy a lot of my movies during sales, and there's been so many recently. I've been experiencing some sale fatigue, I think, just with all the sales that are going on. But I want to show you what I picked up, and the first one here is a Mario Bava film. I've been looking to learn more about Bava films recently, and I picked up this one off some recommendations. A lot of these come from recommendations from Just the Discs, who has a YouTube channel, and also Aaron Pinn. And so this is one that I believe Aaron had recommended, and this is a movie from 1971, one of the most influential horror films of all time. It does have, you can see with Kino Lorber, it does have some extra features. Not all the releases do have extra features on them, but this one has an audio commentary by Tim Lucas and an alternate European release version, as well as some trailers. So I'm really looking forward to kind of getting into these movies. I really haven't seen a lot of them, but I know how much they've been an influence on horror films in the US. So the other thing I wanted to point out, which I really like about Kino Lorber, is most of the films have this black spine. So in my collection, in my shelf, I've got a whole row of these black spines, and a couple of the films have a different color, but I really like it when they do the same color, just because I can see all the Kino Lorber titles in my collection at a glance. This next one I remember watching when I was a kid. I think this was on TV, The Martian Chronicles, Rock Hudson and Ray Bradbury's The Martian Chronicles. There's the back of that one. These are not open yet. I just received this order. But this was really good. I think a pretty decent adaptation of The Martian Chronicles, and I was a big fan of the book. I'm a big Ray Bradbury fan in general, so I've been waiting for this one to go down in price, and it did, so I picked it up. This next one I don't know too much about, but again, was recommended on, I believe, Just the Discs recommended this one, Cabin Boy. I have seen a little bit of the film, and I really like the unique way that it was filmed. I'm also a big Chris Elliott fan as well. Chris Elliott, of course, worked with Letterman, and he's been in many TV shows. I also like this one too because it's one of the only Kino Lorber titles that has a slipcover on it. So, and you can see the artwork is pretty much the same on the inside, but there's the back of that. And it's also got so many special features on this one, which I was really excited about. It's got a new audio commentary by Chris Elliott, a new interview with the star, Chris Elliott, of course, limited edition booklet essay, archival cast interviews, B-roll footage, outtakes, etc. So I'm really excited about watching this one. And I remember seeing this, I believe, on a streaming service, and I was really impressed by the style of the movie. So I'm really excited to watch it. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen this movie, if you really like it, or any of the movies that I'm showing you today. This next one was directed by Joan Tewksbury, and it's Old Boyfriends. And I recently saw part of this movie as well, and I wanted to see the whole thing, starring Talia Shire, Richard Jordan, John Belushi, and Keith Carradine. So I'm excited to watch this one. This has 2 audio commentaries on it too, which is great. Again, all the special features here listed on the back. This next one I first saw recommended by Serial at Midnight, my good friend Heath over at Serial at Midnight. George Papard and PJ. This one looked up like it was right up my alley, from 1968. Again, also has some special features on the back here. Audio commentary by film historians, an image gallery, and a theatrical trailer. Again, I don't know anything about it, but anything pretty much Heath from Serial at Midnight recommends, I'm pretty much all in on, and this was one of them. This next one is an adaptation of a Harold Pinter play called The Birthday Party. As you know from watching the channel, I do love film versions of plays, and this is another one. I'm a huge Harold Pinter fan, so I have his version of The Homecoming, and this one was directed by William Friedkin. It's from 1968, and The Birthday Party was originally presented on stage in London in 1958. This one also has a director, an interview with the director. Recently, I've been wanting to get into Doctor Who, and this one caught my attention. Doctor Who and the Daleks with Peter Cushing. Again, I've been really trying to look for an entry point into Doctor Who, the series, and I remember watching it years and years ago, but I thought this movie might get me back into it. This also has a documentary, a almost 1 hour documentary, and an audio commentary by writer, film critic, historian Kim Newman, which is always great to see. Interview with the author, etc., restoring the movie, and a theatrical trailer. So I'm excited to maybe use this as my entry point into Doctor Who. If you have a favorite season of Doctor Who, or if you can recommend other ways to get involved in the series, let me know in the comments below. That would be great. And finally, from Kino Lorber, I remember seeing this movie when it first came out, and this is a John Belushi movie called Continental Divide, which is really a favorite of mine. John Belushi was just great, again, before he tragically passed away. John Belushi and Blair Brown in Continental Divide, and I remember watching this, being a big Saturday Night Live fan, and just enjoying him as a performer in general. And I think this was one of his last movies. This is from 1981. This has an audio commentary by a film historian, Daniel Creamer, and a theatrical trailer. So I'm looking forward to rewatching this. I haven't seen this in a long time. Of course, I'm excited about all these movies on Blu-ray, and so I've been adding to my collection in that way. I think the sale is over now. The Kino Lorber sale is over, but they have a lot of sales if you get a chance. I'll put the link to the Kino Lorber site in the description below. And if you picked up any of these, let me know if you did, if you have any thoughts on them, and if you maybe picked up some other titles, maybe you can recommend some other titles, that would be great. Be sure to leave me a comment below so we can keep the discussion going there. And finally, I wanted to talk briefly about this Criterion movie that I recently watched and then picked up right away, which I was really impressed with. It's a really impressive movie, and it's called Heart of a Dog, and it's a film by Laurie Anderson. And this happens to be spine number 846 from the Criterion Collection. It is a Blu-ray. And I saw this on the Criterion channel. I probably mentioned on the channel before too that I do have the Criterion channel, so a lot of times I'll preview films there. This is one of my favorite films that I've seen this year, Heart of a Dog. Again, it's from 2015. I'm just reading a little bit of the description on the back. It marks the first feature film in 30 years by multimedia artist Laurie Anderson. And it's a cinematic, again, from the description here, but this absolutely perfectly describes it. It's a cinematic tone poem. It's basically an experience, and a lot of it has to do, obviously, with her dog that I guess was an older dog and passed away. So she talks a lot about that, but she talks a lot about spirituality. And I was watching yesterday the interview, the new conversation between Laurie Anderson and the co-producer Jake Perlin, which is great. It's a sort of her inspiration for the movie, and just a discussion. It's a 40-minute discussion about the film. But Laurie Anderson is one of my favorites, and she's just an amazing visual artist. And calling herself a multimedia artist too kind of gives her permission to work in painting, sculpture, music, etc. So this has her music. This also has some footage of Laurie Anderson's 2016 concert for dogs, deleted scenes. It also has an alternate no music soundtrack. Now, I really enjoyed it with the music, but this is an amazing film. This is, again, one of the best films I've seen this year. Very emotional, very heartfelt, and again, to me, very contemplative and meditative, which, as you know from watching the channel, is right up my alley. So if you don't have this one, I highly recommend it. I just happened to notice, too, after I saw it on the Criterion channel, that it was already 50% off on Amazon, so I picked it up right away. And that is Heart of a Dog, spine number 846. And that's going to do it for my Kino Lorber sale haul, plus a bonus Criterion in this video. If you like this video, click on like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do subscribe. I would really appreciate that. And I sincerely hope that everyone is safe and well, and I'll talk to you soon.